Good morning. I am higher vibrations and so are you. And dude, what a intense like roller coaster week it's been. I don't know about all you. I know that I talked to some people during the group we had yesterday. We had a meditation group for the 222 portal, which was really awesome, by the way. If any of you didn't make it and would like to still do that meditation, we recorded the audio of it and I posted that to the Telegram group. If you are not a member of the Telegram group, it's free. And there is a link in the description of this video. And that's where I post those types of things because it is easy to send such a large file in that way. Anyhow, though for me, I've been feeling like I'm on a high energy now, like a high note. Like I feel like I'm finally cruising a little bit. Whereas it's been really difficult for a couple of like, especially the past week. And so it's kind of, I'm finding some release and some relief, though. There's a handful of ascension symptoms a lot of us are experiencing. So I'm just going to name a few of them, and then I'll address your comments and statements and stuff. So the dreams and sleep stuff has been crazy lately. I am really finding it difficult to get very much sleep, no matter what time I go to sleep, or go to bed. There's insomnia like stuff, I would say too. It's like I'm tired all day long, and finally when it's time to go to bed, like I'm awake. And then we have also the strange dream experience, like just all kinds of activation stuff, meeting with masters and things, and being woken up to a spectrum of rainbow light that, that's what happened to me this morning anyway. A lot of different crazy stuff. Really cool, but it's very telling of why we're so tired, even when we've gotten a full night's rest. It's that we've been working all night. We've been in this astral space. Astral projection or out of body experiences are really common during sleep time. That's, very likely why the indigenous call astral projection dream walking. We do this automatically. And so along with the dream and sleep stuff, oh, by the way, I'm having some weird neck stuff happening today and yesterday too. Really uncomfortable neck stuff. I don't know about any of you, but it's weird, So and then of course we have this incredible exhaustion, ear ringing, of course, is something all of us experience these days. It's pretty common that everyone's going to have that. Heart palpitations have picked up again, like, and they don't last very long for me in particular, but I'm sure that it's different for every person. With me, the heart palpitations, when they first come in, they're very pronounced, and so like it kind of startling and kind of catches me off guard. Along with the heart palpitations, we're also getting a high report of people talking about indigestion or acid reflux kind of stuff. And before I didn't actually have I didn't have those experiences myself, but then all of a sudden a bunch of us all had it. This has nothing to do with we're eating very cleanly, and what I got from spirit regarding this was that our bodies are requiring more salt. And so when we're low on salt, our bodies are low on salt, and then your stomach cannot produce as much acid as it needs. When in fact, we think that we have too much stomach acid when we have acid reflux kind of stuff. It's actually the opposite. We require more acid, and the production of that is assisted by eating of salt. You can have 3 teaspoons or so of salt a day, or more. That's a whole thing. We can go into it if anybody's curious. There's a whole uncovering of this information, but it came to me because spirit has been guiding me. Salt, don't forget your salt. And what I mean by salt too is not table salt. not the ion, whatever they call it. It's not iodine. It's like a derivative of iodine that they add to that salt, as well as whatever else they put in there. We're talking about, clean salt. So like, we're talking about Celtic salt, pink Himalayan salt, um, Mediterranean sea salt, is another option. It just depends on what your take is on that. The main difference between sea salt and pink salt is mined from the land, and sea salt is found in the oceans. So, um, and then, of course, before I go to your comments and questions, been this high report of eye drainage, stuff going on with the eyes. Like there's some kind of purging happening, and I'm also experiencing this as well. And there is some kind of echo. I want to call it dizziness, but it's something else. Like there's something going on, like there's something, I don't know how to describe it. I feel more detached and less anchored in this realm than I typically am, less present in some way. And, so I'm definitely spending time today out in the sun and doing what I can to ground and to connect. It just feels very disconnected, or like I'm half in, half out of this reality. It's very bizarre, So anyway, those are some of the main ones that I've been experiencing and getting reports about. There was another one I wanted to be sure I mentioned, and I thought that I had written it down. I scratched a couple of quick notes before I came on, but I can't see where I put that. So, um, anxiety. A lot of people are reporting a higher increase in anxiety, along with this life review kind of stuff that people are having, where we're just having moments of like cringe moments from high school or whatever, just popping up, moments of shame or guilt or whatever. And this has been happening for a couple of weeks now for a lot of us. And I've understood as I leaned into it and asked spirit, this is to do with showing us the all the perspectives of a story so we can release it. I find that the most useful thing to do in this is to forgive yourself. I know that the forgiveness isn't real, like we don't really, the forgiveness thing is something that is often debated in the spiritual community. However, using those words is an unlocking of yourself. And so I found that to be very beneficial, to say my name and say, I forgive you, you know, even if it's something silly, it releases, so it's really good to do. Joshua's here. Good to see you. Welcome. AG's here. Hello. Deborah's here. I'm sure you guys were chatting before. My phone's over there, so I'm not actually looking up at the comments that you guys had done. I can't see those comments once I go live on this format because I do restream. I can't see your comments before. So if you have said something before I started the live that I've missed, please, if you would please write it again. Then I can read that comment. Colleen says, "Hi everyone, and Mila, nice to catch this live. Been busy packing and moving and healing since my accident. Really tired and lack of energy to even pack. The lack of energy a lot of people have been having. By the way, today Mars goes direct, so it leaves retrograde motion, which many of us are looking forward to. And we're going to have a lot more energy, a lot more motivation. We're also leaving the window of, hey, Ralph, good to see you. We're leaving the window of the year of inaction and moving into a time where there is much more action that can be had. And so I'm actually looking forward to that because it's been really a strange year, starting in March through to the beginning of the beginning of March coming up, which, by the way, is one of many amazing things. Like there's a lot going on in March, but just to keep this in mind, this coming Tuesday, and if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's Wednesday, is the Parade of Planets, when all 7 planets line up. This is the one that there's been all kinds of foretelling and prophecy. I kind of want to say prophesy because I just love when we can play with the plural. Anyhow, and so that is able to be seen by the naked eye. Most of the planets, some of them you won't be able to see without a telescope, but it's pretty cool, and it's a pretty profound moment to be a part of. And then that particular day on Tuesday, I haven't actually gotten an answer, so I'm not actually sure when this is happening. But on that day, at some point, Elsa and I will be going live. Instead of on Wednesday, my show will be on Tuesday / Wednesday for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere instead of Thursday. But I think that we're going on at 1 p.m. Central Time. I apparently you guys in the Southern Hemisphere, or at least in Australia, have already started your daylight saving. We don't start daylight saving until March 9th. And so it's another one of those Tower of Babel with time. So anyway, that'll be a really fun show. I look forward to it. Joshua says, I feel that too, Mila. I was actually quite grateful to not have remembered my dreams this morning because it feels like I am working through so much stuff during dream time. Oh, we really are. Yeah, it's amazing too. The stuff that we filter through and process through, and also the understandings that we bring back with us when we are brought back out of our sleep abruptly, is intended for us to have more precise recollection, a more complete memory of the dream or the moment in that dream that we call dream, that's needed for you to be able to recall. However, if you don't recall it, that's okay. Like if we don't remember those dreams, we're still getting the activations from them. So it's useful to know. In the sky, hello, good to see you. Welcome. Deborah's here. Hello, Deborah. Infrared Riding Hood said, had to refresh, missed some. Oh, good to see you. I'm glad you're able to join. I don't think you missed very much. I started like right on time this time. Vegan Vixen, the sun. Oh, by the way, that meditation that we did yesterday, it turned out that yesterday is a holiday or an observance of energy in the sun that occurs on the 22nd of February as well as the October 22nd. So if you listen to that meditation, you'll be able to look that up and find out. It's actually, I saved it on, let me look if I can grab it real quick so I can tell you. It's called Abu Simbel. It's the Festival of the Sun. So it's really cool that you have that sun put up. Yeah, the sun's really charging right now. It's a very different experience, the sun. Hello, everyone, says Joyce. Stormy here in the marina. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming through right now. It's crazy how much shift that Tara and everyone is having. Infrared Riding Hood says, hard to imagine not being sick. Every breath hurts. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that I'm having a lot of drainage kind of stuff. I feel real stuffed up, and there's some stuff going on. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, but there's this, the magic weed. It's called mullein, or otherwise known as lamb's ear. You can purchase it in a form of tea already dried. I where I lived before, it grew all over the place. In fact, they started to call it an invasive weed. This is a really helpful thing for upper respiratory difficulties. If you drink it in the tea, it will allow the symptoms of these difficulties to subside for 3 to 6 hours or so. You can smoke it as well. You can like in a pipe, or roll it with rolling papers, like cigarette papers. This is something that the indigenous have done for a very long time. It does heal and release a lot of that stuff. If you do smoke it, remember that it's very similar to breathing the smoke from a fire. So you don't want to take really abrupt breaths from it, but just a little bit. And you'll notice that the next morning you'll likely have quite a lot of stuff you're coughing up, and then it's gone, so Astra's here. Welcome. Good to see you. Joshua says also a lot of rewiring and resetting of our nervous system these days. So physical things can flare up and subside, sometimes without notice. That's right. A lot of, so, what ascension symptoms essentially are is that we had been told 90 to 95% of our DNA was dormant DNA, when in fact it's actually, or excuse me, they were calling it junk DNA, when in fact it's actually dormant DNA. And what's happening now is this dormant DNA is coming back on. It's turning back on. And as it turns back on, there are growing pains that occur, and so that's what we're experiencing as we get a lot of these. And so what Joshua says here is exactly right. The rewiring and resetting, realignment as well, where that there are beings of light that elders and guides and a variety of individuals that are assisting you as well. You can connect with them. It's most easily done during a time of meditation. If you don't meditate, I encourage you to try at least a short one. And that there's some really good ones out there. My favorite one, if you're looking for a super short one, and it's so useful right now because the guidance in the time that we're in is to heal the trauma that's been unseen or unresolved. It will assist you through the coming uh, uh, month, during the month of March, and between the window of let me see really quickly, it's between the 13th of March and the 29th of March is a eclipsal corridor. And so we'll have a lunar eclipse on the 13th of March, and then on the 19th we'll have a solar eclipse. And during that time, it's like Lionsgate in a lot of ways. All the stuff that we haven't looked at comes up. And so this particular meditation will help you. It's Brian Scott. His YouTube channel is Reality Revolution, I believe. And it's so you can just type in, when you go to YouTube, type in Brian Scott forgiveness meditation. And I'm pretty sure it's 22 minutes long. It's a very short meditation. And so it's easier to consume or to do by people who don't typically meditate. A lot of the meditations tend to be around an hour, and so it can feel overwhelming when you're brand new. So that's what I encourage you to try. There are a lot of other examples that, if anyone wants to type in any other suggestions, that you're welcome to do so. There's a lot of different people who create and do meditations. So, and Kenny's here. Welcome. Good to see you. 5D Sky Marie, hello, good to see you. Good to see you, Pamela. Hey, everyone in the chat. Love to you all. Good to see you. Welcome. Deborah says this time Sunday in Texas, it was like 19 a.m. today. It's 62 a.m. Oh, uh, Fahrenheit, right? It's 62 in Fahrenheit and sunny. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm at 60 degrees right now. Right. Yeah, it's same. I'm pretty close to you. I couldn't put. It's been so nice. Yesterday was the first kind of warm day, and then today is just like, oh wow, this is super awesome. I'm really enjoying this warmer temperature. Because we were up into like 78 degrees, and then it went boom back down, and then we were in like the 30 and 20 and 9. It was very quick. So just, a couple of weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. Sorry. When people are commenting to each other, I try not to click it so you guys can have your conversation. Celine says, nervous system, right. Felt it too. Very intense. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times you'll feel it feels like your skin is crawling when we get this. Like there's something gentle brushing up against your skin is sometimes what it feels like. like maybe you have a hair or something that's kind of like hanging out. Hello, Carmen. Good to see you. Sup, fam? Um, let's see. Joshua says, my cat had a funky eye for a while now, but it's flaring out more recently. Yeah, there's something going on with that. Also, a lot of reports regarding gums and teeth, um, the oral stuff, the throat chakra stuff, which began to be addressed during the meditation yesterday. I've lost track. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday's meditation. Um, pardon me. Yesterday's meditation, at one point or near the beginning, there were elders that presented themselves and began a rapid healing of the throat chakra space, and that continued for like 40 minutes while we were off doing other things. They continued to do this. I found a lot of activation as a result of that meditation. um, I don't gain anything by telling you guys about these meditations. There's no price mark on it. It's free. It's just something that it's channeled, these meditations, and they bring in useful things for all of us. So that's why I bring it up. Anyway, that definitely started an activation, something rolling there. So yes, not dizziness, kind of feeling confused. Yeah, right. And the neck. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, there's something, it's like, yeah, kind of confused. Like there's, I don't know, energetically speaking. And then I guess slightly disoriented in a way. It's very bizarre. Um, I don't know. I've had it before, and I don't know. Something's going on. Oh, excuse me. Plenty of salt water. Yes, salt water is really good for your teeth. Definitely salt water. Um, and oil pulling. I've been doing the coconut oil pulling thing, and it's surprising how much stuff you can actually. And just remembering, like we mentioned on the show with Guardian, to not spit it into the drain. You want to spit it, in the garbage can or in a container or something, because after a while because when it gets cold, it solidifies and it can back up your pipes. Rose Matter, just got in from outside. So lovely and warm and sunny, grounding in the sun. Awesome. I was doing the same thing, man. That's exactly what I was doing. I'm really enjoying the sun. Denise said, this week, lots of vibrations, then released anger, grief. Laugh out loud, I'm tired. Yeah, dude, I am so tired too. I think I got 2 hours of sleep last night, something like that. I was abruptly brought back into wakefulness with this flash of rainbow light that it was amazing. And I don't know, it was really cool. I was having experience with a master. It was kind of reminiscent of, remember that cartoon from Nickelodeon, Avatar, The Last Airbender? It was very similar to that. It was the most bizarre thing what was happening there, and there was a lot of teaching happening, and all of a sudden the rainbow light woke me up, and then I was awake. So anyway, the vibration stuff, a lot of people are reporting it, especially. So sometimes it feels like shaking. It's typically found mostly in the core. So like between your heart chakra and like your sacral chakra in this area. And I'm not saying the one in the middle is the solar plexus, I know, but like that whole area, there's a place here. There's a core that will find this, like it feels like a very subtle vibration that as the conduit that we are, the energy flows, it comes in and goes up, right, and back and forth. And that's what's occurring, is the conduit that you are. And while you're doing so, you're transmuting it. What's more is, as we take in this energy our bodies aren't familiar with, our physical bodies aren't familiar with, it does typically cause a quaking sensation in the physical form. So there's a lot about that too. And then lastly, with the part of your comment, Denise, is the release of grief and anger. A lot of reports about this, and in my own experience as well. Um, there's it feels like there's a global mourning occurring in some way, along with celebration simultaneously. So it feels very confusing. Empathically feeling this is, the desire to transmute it. And so remembering to send love to it and to also honor the experience as it comes in so it can be released. A lot of the stuff that ends up being stuck and kind of tangled in our energetic field is the stuff that we ignore and deny or don't let ourselves feel because we, are taught to recoil from unpleasant stuff, So, yeah. Yes, forgiveness. Oh, wow. Thanks. Yeah, dude. It's so helpful. It's so, so helpful. Just, and then, that meditation I'd mentioned it with Brian Scott also assists us with this and addresses it. So it's really neat. Um, Big thoughts about forgiveness today. Very important part of the journey. Thank you, 5D Sky Marie. Appreciate your comment. I agree. Infrared Riding Hood, extreme flu symptoms for a week. I've barely slept at all because of my skin being on fire and everything hurting. The skin thing, a lot of people are experiencing this. I've talked to a variety of individuals. Some people have uh, compared it to feeling electrocuted or that their skin is literally on fire. Like um, electrocuted lightly. So there's a whole like spectrum of experience there. I can say that I've also been having this on and off, and it's the need to we're releasing a lot through our pores. A lot of things from our physical form is being purged through our pores, also through mucus and bathroom trips, but through our pores, and a lot more. It's crazy how much is happening. And so I I'm needing to like even like I'll take, baths and showers and stuff like everybody else, but then in between, like through the day, I'm also like going in and like getting a little bit of Epsom salt. I'll like get a washcloth and I'll wet it and I'll like sprinkle a little bit of Epsom salt on it and like the area that's bothering me, I'm like exfoliating it, with the Epsom salt. Something about the Epsom salt really resolves it. I just recently heard of a thing. I don't know if it's true or not. I've not tried it, so you're welcome to give it a go. But I've just recently heard supposedly an ancient remedy is like rubbing alcohol or something similar to it with the pit of an avocado, like cut up. But you can actually cut the avocado up. It's really soft with a knife, and then just putting it in the alcohol for overnight, and then having that in a spray bottle, spraying that directly on the skin and any with has any discomfort, and not just skin only, like we're talking about like arthritic kind of pain, sore muscles, all kinds of stuff. Supposedly it solves it, and immediately within like just almost instantaneously. So I don't know. I haven't tried it, but perhaps this would be of assistance. I know that a lot of people are experiencing. So I just got done with what you're talking about. I had it the past month has been really difficult for both of us, for my family. We've really kind of barely made it through this month, doing the things that I've wanted to do and be present for y'all, due to what you're experiencing now. And I can say that it's you get through it. I found that every time that we had some of the peculiar weather come in, the more profound or pronounced it became. Like it would start to subside, and I'd start feeling a little bit more in a line or balanced, and then when that fog would come back, and stuff like that. So, um, anyhow, what I found is just hydrate, salt. A lot of times I'll just put salt under my tongue. Excuse me. And then I'll like get a good drink of water. And then I'll put salt in a water bottle, and shake that up and just drink some of that and then have water after it. That's another way to deliver salt and to assist us. It really does help in a lot of ways. Speaking of water, we need a lot more of it right now. I'm noticing that too. So remember to hydrate. I hope you get feeling better soon. And Jody says, I'm feeling so sad and irritated, chest pressure, headache, floaty, all kinds of things. Floaty is a really good way. Swirly and floaty. It's a really good way of describing some of the stuff I was trying to describe earlier. It's like a compilation, man. There's all kinds of different. It's very a very peculiar sensation. Um, I'm noticing when people talk about the anger. For me, it comes through irritability. Like I've become very irritated easily. Some sad energy did come through, and that's very untypical for me. That there's a global mourning of some kind occurring right now. Like I think I mentioned it already, but it's something that I've been tapping into. There's a couple of different reasons for it. Most of it has little to do with actual mortality. It's just, saying goodbye to who we are and what we are and how we were and the energy we were in. And we have truly already stepped over into new earth, if you want to call it that. And as doing so, we are excited and in celebration, but we're also saying goodbye to what we've known for so long. So there's a lot of that mourning, that loss, kind of experience, that grief, that kind of sadness. It's kind of a deep, it feels like a real old sadness too. Like it's unwept tears from long ago is what I've kind of felt. Thank you for your comment. Vanya, lots of bone pain all over. Oh, well, I'm sorry that you're feeling that. I'm so what I have been experiencing is the shoulder stuff and elbow stuff. It's been really bizarre. I talked to people who've been talking or have been specifically talking about their elbows and knees. And in fact, I think that during the meditation, and why I'm making so many references to that meditation is that it's channeled. And so there's like revelation that happens for me. Because it's something that they're guiding all of us. And they focused on the elbows and the knees most specifically. So I was interested to then find out how many people are having that area affected. So I can say that I do know that we're all purging on some level, and the discomfort is due to just that, we're just the evolution and the purging of things that don't serve us. I don't actually know what to tell you what you could do to assist yourself with that. Hydration. I don't know. I'm sure that there's. I keep thinking bone broth, but that's probably just because you talked about your bones. But my Max Fax dentist boy just left and is at airport flying out to Bristol after a weekend of swimming. Told him to watch out for the weather driving. He has a car full of kiddos with him. That's a good idea, Joyce. It's good to see you. Oh wait, I skipped over. I saw Patriot Hero and I didn't quite. I jumped over you on accident. Good afternoon. I'm having several dreams every night. Awesome. I'm really happy that you're starting to experience your dreams again. It's fun when that happens. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming because then you don't feel like you've rested at all. There's a lot that comes in. I skipped over a few people. Hello, Crystal from North Carolina. Good to see you. Welcome. Boy, yes, says Deborah. The acid reflux. Okay, yeah. A lot of other people are experiencing it too. You're not alone. Salt. It immediately solved my problem. Like within 2 or 3 minutes, I was better. When I just put I don't know, it was probably like half a teaspoon, maybe less than that of salt under my tongue. I hate 333. And then, just had water, drank water and let it slowly dissolve into the water as I was drinking it. And I was immediately better. And then I was just reminded that my body was low on salt, so Aludra says, I don't know if I said your name right. It's been quite the ride these past few days. Yeah, dude. From bliss to releasing attachment, protections, regret, blame to bliss. Love you, Mila. Love you. Yeah, dude. There is so much stuff that's happened this particular week. It's crazy. It's one of those things. I used to say it all. Oh, by the way, we just had a solar flare. I forgot to tell you. It literally happened. Now it's been an hour. It was like 30 minutes before I went on. Um, it was an X2.03 solar flare. So that X class flare was after a bunch of other bigger ones. We had like I think I still have it up here. Let me look real quick. Yeah, we had a C5, a C of a bunch of different C class flares, a couple of M's, M1. Then we also had an M4.9. So we've got a handful of flares over the past little bit here. So we're going to notice that energy that's really kind of coming in. A lot of people were saying that we were moving back into solar minimum and or solar maximum was over. And, I didn't think so. So it's obvious, though there's more to it than that. We're kind of expecting a lot of that to come in. And I feel like this has something to do with what you're talking about. The sun delivers to us this plasma, this energy that's assisting us and helping us to do these releasing of attachments ceremonies and allowing for the release of a lot of these different limitations that we've associated with the identity of who we are and how we behave in the world around us. And as we are able to slowly release these things, then we find that rather than losing control as we think we would, we're actually gaining for the first time control of some kind. So it's kind of cool. Thank you for your comment. Joyce, I already clicked you. I'm sorry. I clicked this comment a moment ago. Patriot Hero, do we have a different soul name? Like you resonate with Mila? Do we have a different name that our soul really goes by? Wonder what mine would be. You can ask. You can ask your guides. You can ask your higher self. The reason that my name was guided to be changed when I was in doing kind of a private ceremony out in the forest, I approached this space where there were a bunch of individuals there that turned out only I was able to perceive, and they were the indigenous individuals, and they approached me and let me know that I had healed the father wound and that I could release the pa from my name. And so now I go by Mila instead of Pamela. But I don't, I think that all of us don't resonate with our names. I think that's just kind of how it works because we understand that names really aren't us or our identity. Instead of a name, it's a resonance that our name is rather than the word that we speak. Like when we're sending love to someone, it's the same experience as you're saying I love you, but without the voice. It's the same concept. That energy that comes up right before you say that person's name, that's truly their name before your voice utters it. And so that's something to consider. I can say that I've noticed that many of us choose different names, over time. There was a period of time I went by Pammy. My main thing is I was trying to avoid people calling me Pam. I've never resonated with that name most out of all the different names. Pam just doesn't, I don't know. It's not a bad name. It's just not mine, So anyway, I chose higher vibrations because I was going incognito and I wanted to start talking about these things with people in chat, like you guys are doing here when Guardian was doing his lives. And so I chose this name. It came to me because, and it's a plural because it's all of us. Hey, 1, 2, 3 people here. That's fun, synchronicity. We are all collective energy of a oneness, and we are all of this vibration, so therefore it's plural of this higher vibrations. That's why I use that name, and it just kind of stuck. So Rosematter says, blessings to everyone who's feeling so low emotionally and or physically. It seems to be common right now. Yeah, it does seem to be pretty common. I was talking with somebody yesterday. It was in the group when we after we got done with the meditation, I think, and we were talking about the different planetary alignments and stuff, and it not everybody that had a lot of water sign. There was a few people who had a lot of water in their astrology placements that weren't in turmoil or feeling out of sorts. So it seemed like most people who have a lot of water signs were, and me, I got a lot of fire. I got a lot of fire signs, and so for me, that I'm feeling a lot more balanced than typical. So I don't know if that has a lot to do with it or not. I can say I've not felt balanced until recently. Like the past now 2 days, 3 days maybe, I've been finally feeling, like more at peace, back into my regular bliss instead of like the half bliss. So Celine says, "Hi, Mila and everyone. Yes, dream time's intense and much timeline, deja vu jumping and merging, more consciously, more active. Thanks, think passive, more active, actively, and passive also." Yeah, yeah, I've been also experiencing that a lot. We are merging with higher selves, and then our higher self becomes our higher self. I know it sounds really peculiar. It's just how it works. We undergo a profound change in mind and body. People call it a spiritual awakening, and we have several throughout our life. And when that's occurred, we've then become something more. We don't leave behind who we are. It's simply that we include a more complete picture, which is including our higher self and integrating that energy into ourselves, as well as reintegrating our shadow aspects. Shadow aspects is another way of saying child, inner child, you know. And so if you do shadow work or inner child meditation, this really does help to connect that and to assist. The deja vu stuff, man, I've been getting so much of it lately. It's crazy how much of it. Yeah. Infrared Riding Hood says, "I found your channel in whoa, you found my channel right after I started. I found your channel in 2021 because of a purge like this after 7 days nonstop. It gets a bit much. Getting to another room is hard." Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm impressed. Yeah, I do remember you've been around a while. I remember seeing your comments early on. It's fascinating because we're in this anniversary window now. Like I started on March 4th, um, the channel in 2021. So I'm about to be on like the anniversary of the channel, and um, man, so it's been some time. So like 4 years since you've had this. I can say that we are repeating a lot of stuff from that window of time. I've remarked about that a couple of times recently. We're also repeating some Y2K time stuff. So like 20 or 1999 window of time. 1997 to 1999 is happening. And it doesn't seem like repeating. It's just we're going back like you would with a lawnmower and getting that little edge of lawn that you didn't mow. That's the visual spirit gives me. That's why I'm saying that. And so we're doing it feels like repeat, but we're just picking up what was not picked up before. And so I wonder what that is about for you, that particular. I did also have the very back, that was back when I felt yeah, you're right. Thank you for saying that. That actually put a lot together for me because I had the same thing happen. It was also 2021 where I went through periods of time where I was feeling so, yeah, out of sorts and just even dizzy enough that I didn't drive for a little bit. Like I didn't have to exactly. I found ways around it, so it worked out great. But yeah, well, I hope that you find hope and knowing that for me it lasted um, about 3 weeks, give or take. It was about 3 weeks, and then now all of a sudden it's just like ta-da, just like emerge on the other side, and just couldn't be happier. Thank you, Mila. We'll definitely do so. Awesome. I'm glad you will. It was a really awesome meditation. Um, uh, there was some. I didn't know I don't know what to call them anymore because there was so much that happened. But one of the parts is that it activated our healing hands. We're healers, so we can heal ourselves in a lot of ways, energetically speaking, and it activated and assisted us to start doing that. So Crystal says teeth, gums, eyes draining. Yeah, a lot of oral stuff. A lot of oral stuff. I'm noticing it too. Like I said, I'm doing the oil pulling and a lot of uh, salt kind of stuff. I've changed the way that I don't use toothpaste any longer. I was using it still with just the non-fluoridated kind, but Spirit had told me to stop, and so I've been using other things, baking soda, and it's the actual baking soda, not like the synthetic, you know, and then also peroxide as well as doing the oil pulling, so it's something to look into if that resonates with you. Joshua says, yesterday's meditation was super cool. I particularly enjoyed the flying dolphin and whale visualization. Yeah, that was really cool. Like seeing oceanic life flying. That was really neat. It was really cool. I agree. It was fun. I'm glad you were able to join us. Crystal says, this with the teeth gums, some days is intense, depending on the incoming energies. My daughter experiencing the same thing with the exact same teeth and gums that I'm having. Yeah, I've noticed that I'll have it flare up during solar flares. Flare up during solar flares. I notice it. So for instance, that's actually why I went and looked to see if we're getting a solar flare, was that I started to feel it's like a headache in my gums. Like it's very interesting, so um yeah, I'm definitely feeling it too. And it subsides a lot of times. All I need is a little bit of salt or to rest, to let myself just lay down and just close my eyes for a minute or sit. Oh, thank you, Vegan Vixen. I really appreciate that very much. What would we do without you, Mila? Love and gratitude. Thank you very, very much. We really appreciate that a lot. Hey, there's Elsa. Hello, Elsa. Good morning. Good to see you. Um, Alan says, in UK, I have a friend who runs Forgotten Remedies. He makes very high quality colloidal silver. He is very experienced in his manufacture. Awesome. Yeah, colloidal silver has a lot of benefits. Definitely has a lot of benefits. I'm uh I'm also um like there's a handful of things that you hear a lot about, and one of those is that goes along with colloidal silver tends to be diatomaceous earth, which is really easy to get to access as well. For so this is a binder, is what I'm talking about. Colloidal silver is a whole different purpose or means for one reason or another. They do tend to be together in conversation. So Denise says, I'm doing coconut oil pulling every morning and night. It really works for hygiene, and apparently cavities been doing this for years. Awesome. Yeah, so what I was guided by spirit to do this. Um when I started to notice that I'm having some enamel stuff, and that was their suggestion to me to do it. I look tired. I am tired. I am tired. I got 2 hours of sleep last night, Chef Deb. I am very tired. I was awake well past 5 o'clock, and then I was abruptly brought back into full wakefulness after this activating dream. Um, and when the rainbow light was just covering my face, the way that it was the most bizarre thing. And all of a sudden, we were back to like a dark room. So it was the most, and because it was so profound, I was just awake. Normally, I would have been able to sleep longer. It's Sunday, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm tired. Yes, yes, new energies start at core and then goes out to the not spots, the sore, weak spots for us to see and act. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you. Yeah, that's got to do with that vibration that shaking kind of sensation in the core. Brian Scott also has twin flame meditation. Very good. Yeah, if any of you are interested in this, in Brian Scott, he does have regular meditations that he posts every Saturday for the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know time zones anymore because I know that people have had daylight saving some places and we haven't here, so it's even more confusing now. But I can say this is that Brian Scott, he goes on Saturday. He premieres a new meditation every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Yes. So you can kind of just bet on it. And there are typically at least 1,000 people in the audience. So it's live on YouTube, or not live, but premiering on YouTube. It's pre-recorded. And it's so profound to do meditation with so many people simultaneously. This is where I first discovered this. It was through Brian Scott when he does those. He has some really good meditations, and then he also has sleeping ones, that come on at night. So just check it out if you want. It's really neat. Address, abstress, core to wear, sense, center, sensei, master us. I like it. I like it. I'm looking forward to our chat, Elsa, on Tuesday / Wednesday your time. It's going to be a fun conversation. We, just like anyone or I saying that what topic we're going to be discussing is kind of uh, wasting of everyone's time because typically we don't really know. I do know we will be addressing the planetary alignment that's occurring on that day, at least to some degree. I've been digging, Elsa. I found some stuff. I've been digging not with intention for the show, but man, I can't just my homeschool and the stuff that's coming out right now is really interesting. So no chance I can get a shower with a temp this high. I can taste the fever. The best thing I can suggest, is like sponge bath kind of style. Doesn't mean you have but just like getting a wet washcloth and like just sprinkling Epsom salt on it and like getting your arm or your neck and stuff and just just lifting up and doing it like your belly while you're wearing a shirt just underneath your shirt kind of stuff like that would likely help at least to some extent. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Epsom salt is great for soaking aching limbs, from what I've heard. Yeah, there's a big thing about that for a long time, and I never jumped on that wagon. And then all of a sudden, like the amount of Ascension symptoms just kind of exploded for me. We were already having them here and there, but it really became emphasized during the total eclipse in 2017 that we were at, and it's kind of fun that my kiddos got to experience 2 total solar eclipse in her lifetime. The first one she doesn't remember. It was 3 days before she was 3 that she had the first one. So, but yeah, that was when I really started to notice it. Lizzie says, hi, everyone. Hi, Mila. Severe IBS flared up the last 5 days. So bizarre. A lot of people are purging right now. Like everybody's gone through it at different times recently, and some of us are on the other side of it. Remembering your hydration is like, it seems like I'm a broken record. I keep saying that same thing, but it's one of those things that a lot of us are needing more and more of right now, the water. So, Mila is the best. I love you. It is seeing a new way is mourning. Oh, I got you right here. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of us are sensing this global mourning that's happening right now. We're feeling it. Rise the ones. We're feeling it. And allowing ourselves to feel through it really does help, because instead of recoiling from it, leaning into it, into the emotion of it, and so we can feel it and allow it to be released really helps. Restlessness, grief, and sadness. Yeah, yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. The grief and sadness, um, irritability, uh, brief bouts of anxiety, um, even the heart palpitation stuff. There's been a lot of things that have been coming up lately, and typically they are short lived. They don't last a whole long time, but they can seem to when you're in it for sure. Increased body acne in places I've never had before, fleeting sadness and disorientation in space, though not dizzy. Yeah, so this is a really common one. Um, this so what it is that our bodies use the pores of our skin, our sweat glands, as it were, to purge these toxins. A toxin is not necessarily a poison, it's simply something that's not in alignment with your body that needs to be purged. And as we're purging through the pores of our skin, it gets clogged up. And so it ends up being like this weird, it's not quite acne, but it is. Like it's acne, but it's not. And it like you said, it's in weird places in our body on our body. And the uh in so that's really why the water is so useful right now is that it won't clog up as much when we are fully hydrated with salt and water the way that our bodies need to be balanced in, you know doing the research on that. I know a lot of people have been implanted with the fear, as I was, regarding overconsumption of salt. And this was a whole scandal that we could spend a long time going down that topic. But the short of it is, they knew that real salt, not table salt, but like pink salt, pink Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, Mediterranean sea salt, these different types of salt, um, are highly beneficial to the physical form, and can help your heart, can help all kinds of stuff, actually. Indigestion, can help a lot of stuff. This is where you get a lot of your electrolytes and things like this. Um, we've been taught that because they discovered how important it was, and the American Heart Association put a kibosh on that. They stopped that because that would eliminate the need for the American Heart Association. I'm sure that's why. That's my deduction of it. So, Elsa, elbow and knee, we should discuss in coming show. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm looking forward to our show. Hey, what time are we going to do it, Elsa? Are you able to do? Because I think you said you have daylight savings, so it's 6 a.m. when it's 1 p.m. for me. Are you able to do it at that time? Is that going to be something we need to find a different time that'll work? Now that I got you here live, sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot. Maybe we'll discuss it on the chat later on. Sherry says, this past week has been wide open for me. Lots of intensity and heightened energy. Messages, lucid dreams, visitors, ha ha ha, and lots of sparring with spouse. A lot of the irritability, people having conflict, resolving conflict. A lot of visitors. Yeah, I'm with you on that too. And lucid dreams. Um, Surprisingly, it's interesting that my daughter and I kind of have a shift. I'll have a higher dream recollection when she doesn't recall anything, and vice versa. It's kind of interesting. But I'm having the same identical experiences for to you that you know you've been having. It's really interesting. Um, Vitamin B for headaches, fever also. Yeah, I've vitamin B is very important. B2 is very important. Wait, yeah. Um, there's a lot about this, and you can find it in your food, and just do your research and kind of discover where to find these different minerals and vitamins and stuff. You can also get it in other natural ways, though. Whatever works for you, whatever's in alignment with you the most. Oh, cool. I just saw that Tan put up a wintergreen oil helps with the bones. Thank you for your comment. That's really good to know. I should take a note of that because I didn't know that. Wintergreen oil. Thank you. Um, I love oils. Oils are so awesome. I keep saying I'm going to start making tinctures, and I haven't started it yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be like like a scientist or something. Hey, Mila and everyone in the chat. Good to see you, Jeanette. Welcome. Um, a new right set 111. Thanks, Roxy girl. Yeah, dude. There's so much code and understanding that's been coming in lately. Like it's hard to keep up with all of it. Lots of leg, ankle, foot pain. Yeah, okay. So you're having it too. And for me, so I've talked to a few different people recently about this. For me, it's shifted back and forth, and it's got nothing to do with my daily behavior, like what I do day to day. And usually it's on the outside of the foot, and then all of a sudden it's better. Um, I find that I get more aching foot kind of stuff when I need to ground more. It wants to, and I hadn't been able to because it was so cold. Here, it doesn't get that cold usually, so I wasn't prepared like I normally am. Usually what I'll do is I'll bring soil into the house, but I didn't think I had to. Hey, Joyce. Oh, sorry. Yep. Oh, I did it again. I don't mean to grab people when they're talking to each other. Hey, all beautiful souls. So lovely to see all you here, connecting with many of you all yesterday. Yeah, that was really fun. I'm really glad you're able to join us. Release paw. Seriously. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of code it's been crazy. We've been really busy and lots been going on, so I haven't really been able to connect. And so there's been like if I had a way of keeping all of my notes in one spot, okay, if I actually did it, I mean, then it would be very large book full of notes. Well, didn't people just learn a lot recently about some truths? I'm sure that will create a lot of global effect. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And in fact, there's more to come. There's a apparently it's March. I, Someone said March 3rd. And so if that's correct, that would be Monday, the first Monday of March, which would be in alignment with what would be expected, that there's um, some type of disclosure that's meant to occur regarding a variety of things, um, uh, disclosing the truth behind these conspiracies that have been called incorrectly conspiracy theories. Well, I guess they're the validity of them and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be an interesting thing, as well as what you're saying is, yeah, that's right. There's a lot of understanding, realization of what has been happening government wise and so on. It's been a lot for a lot of people. Jen says, since I was a child, I loved the name Mackenzie. I wondered if it was my past life, first or last name. I had never heard that our soul can have a name. That's something. Wow. Yeah, it's really fascinating. You can ask and you'll get an answer. Like everybody's different. And the energy of that is really cool too, is that we all have a energy signature, a soul signature that looks different than anybody else. Energy, it looks like your aura, kind of, only a little different. It, it's a code. It's like you look at someone's face and you recognize them because the features are unique to them. So is true with your soul. It's really neat. Yeah, sending a lot of love to Vegan Vixen too. Clove oil is really, really useful. Also making clove water. Just toss in a couple of cloves in, hot to boiling water, and then just kind of letting it sit for quite a while, like you would tea. And then once it becomes room temperature, usually by then it's diluted, or it's gotten a lot of the cloveness off of it, and just drinking a little bit of that, swishing it around your mouth really does help. I should wrap this up in just a minute here, but I'll grab. Stacy says, I dreamt I got shot last week and stabbed last night. Wow. I'm sorry that you're having these experiences. I can say that there's a few different reasons for something like this, but um, I also had something happening like that a while ago, and it felt very invasive. It didn't feel like a past life kind of thing. It felt like there was an energy trying to create an experience for me. Um, so if I don't know if you use sound bowls or sage or anything like this, but doing a cleansing of the energy of your space in your room can really help. To assist. Though it might be past life stuff. You know, the things that have not been able to be seen fully is what's coming up right now the most. So yeah. I should wrap this up. I got to get going. Um, it's been really awesome, and I'm sorry wasn't able to address all of you. Uh, let me just move through and see if Elsa answered me. Probably. Well, I'll grab. Okay. Um, she says though, spouse spars many and Oz rattle too. It's cosmic. You're okay. Okay. Even chickens arguing. That's funny. That's funny. Um, and then, yeah, water, water everywhere, but none to drink. Rhyme of the ancient mariner. Lots of plasma water everywhere. Blessing the fresh water we drink is needed even more so now. Oh, hey, thank you for saying that. I'm really glad that I grabbed that comment. Um, I got to get going. I love all of you so much. Just know that you're not alone, and yeah, there's some crazy energy coming in right now, and just when this alignment happens. So today is Sunday. On Tuesday, the 25th of February, or if you're there in the Southern Hemisphere, it's the 26th of February on Wednesday. There will be the Parade of Planets 2.0 because we had one last month, right? Well, we're having another one. And this one is going to be all 7 planets instead of just the 6. So it's going to be really pronounced. Make sure you get some rest. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to getting some rest. I'm so tired. Um, there during this window of time and during the Parade of Planets, I suggest that if you can take some time and go into a place of meditation or just silence for a bit, allowing yourself to accept the energies as they're coming in, that they're an activating thing. It's a gift time. It's not meant to be something that's going to be uncomfortable. So I wanted to say thank you for all of you who are here today. Know that you're not alone. You got this. And if you'd like, there's the meditations that we have in our Telegram group that are free. If you're not part of the Telegram group, that's free too. And the link for that is in the description of this video. It's like 500 people from all over the planet, and it's really cool because there's always somebody awake. And that's what my favorite part about that is that there's always someone awake. So, you can always check in and be like, is there anybody else, going through this too, kind of thing. So, anyway, it's just awesome to have community, so communication and unity. I'm saying thank you. I can't wait to see you too. It's going to be fun. I'm sending you all so much love, and you got this. I'll see you soon. Aho blessings.